She had the smile, the humor, and a presence that never seemed to fade, a woman who made generations laugh, who stayed relevant when others disappeared. But how does someone who felt almost eternal remind the world that even the brightest lights don't stay forever? How does a life filled with laughter still leave behind a silence that feels so heavy? Betty White was not just an actress, she was a feeling, a comfort, someone people grew up with. Born on January 17, 1922 in Oak Park, Illinois, her life began long before television became what it is today. She was part of a different era, one that slowly transformed into the modern world, and she didn't just witness that change, she became part of it, shaping it in her own way. Her journey into entertainment started early, but success didn't come instantly. It was built through persistence, through taking opportunities, through staying consistent, and slowly she became a familiar face on television, someone people trusted, someone people enjoyed watching. Everything changed when she became part of shows like The Golden Girls, where her role became iconic, her humor became unforgettable, and suddenly she wasn't just known, she was loved across generations, across different audiences, something very few people achieve. What made her special was not just her talent, but her personality, her ability to stay genuine, to stay light, to bring joy even as time passed. And that is rare because many fade, but she didn't. She adapted, she stayed present, she kept connecting with people. Her career lasted for decades, something almost unimaginable, and even in her later years she remained active, appearing in shows, interviews, and projects, showing that passion doesn't have an age limit, that energy doesn't have to disappear with time. But behind the laughter, behind the public image, she still experienced life like everyone else. Loss, change, moments that shaped her privately, something people don't always see when they focus only on the joy she brought. And as the years passed, she became more than just an entertainer, she became a symbol of longevity, positivity, and resilience, someone who represented the idea that life can continue to be meaningful at any age. Then, on December 31, 2021, just weeks before her 100th birthday, the world received news that felt deeply emotional. Betty White had passed away at the age of 99, and in that moment, it felt like something truly special had come to an end. People didn't just feel sadness, they felt a personal loss, because she wasn't just a celebrity, she was someone who had been part of their lives for years, someone who brought comfort, laughter, and familiarity. Even after her passing, her work continues to live. People still watch The Golden Girls, they still laugh at her moments, they still feel that same warmth. And that is what makes her story meaningful, because even though she is gone, what she gave to the world is still here. And in the end, her life leaves behind a powerful message, that joy, kindness, and staying true to yourself can create something that lasts beyond time. And Betty White showed the world exactly what it means to live a long, full, and unforgettable life. She had the fame, the legacy, and a role that became part of history, a woman who wasn't just known but remembered. But how does someone who becomes a symbol for millions still fight battles that no one can fully see? How does a life that looks iconic from the outside carry so much reality inside? Carrie Fisher was not just an actress, she was a voice, a personality, someone who refused to hide who she really was. Born on October 21, 1956, in Beverly Hills, California, she was born into fame, the daughter of famous parents, growing up in an environment surrounded by Hollywood, attention, and expectations. Something that shaped her early life in ways most people can't imagine, because when you are born into that world, you don't get to choose it, you have to learn to live with it. Her life changed forever when she became part of Star Wars, playing Princess Leia, a character that didn't just become popular, it became iconic, a symbol of strength, independence, and leadership, and suddenly she wasn't just an actress, she was part of something bigger than herself, something that would last for generations. But behind that success was a different story, one filled with personal struggles, including battles with addiction and mental health, something she later spoke about openly, not hiding it, not pretending everything was perfect. And that honesty made her different, because she didn't try to protect an image, she chose to be real. Her life was not a straight path of success, it was filled with ups and downs, moments of recovery, moments of difficulty, and through it all, she continued to write, to act, to express herself, showing that creativity can exist even in the middle of struggle. She became known not just for her acting, but for her writing, her humor, her ability to speak about serious topics in a way that felt honest and relatable, something that connected with people on a deeper level. And that is what made her story powerful, because it wasn't just about fame, it was about truth, about being open, about showing that even people in the spotlight are still human, still dealing with real life. Then, on December 27, 2016, the world received news that felt sudden and emotional. Carrie Fisher had passed away at the age of 60, after suffering a cardiac event, and in that moment, people didn't just lose an actress, they lost a voice, a personality that felt unique. Fans remembered her not just as Princess Leia, but as someone who spoke honestly, who made people feel understood, who didn't hide her imperfections, and that is what stayed with them. Even after her passing, her work continues to live. People still watch Star Wars, they still see her strength, her presence, her impact, and that is what makes her legacy powerful, because even though she is gone, what she gave to the world is still here. And in the end, her life leaves behind a simple but strong message, that you don't have to be perfect to be powerful, you don't have to hide your struggles to be respected, and Carrie Fisher showed the world exactly what it means to be real, honest, and unforgettable.